Not this again.
You getting this pedicure? I just ain't never seen a man get a pedicure before.
I would still toe boots 6 days out the week. These my money maker.
Makes sense.
Take care of my feet.
It just seemed a little sassy to me.
How?
It just do. That's my opinion, though.
My therapist told me to treat me.
Yeah, what?
My therapist.
Oh, okay. What you see a therapist for?
Anxiety here and there. I can't
What you
even
see a
walk.
therapist
You
for?
see a therapist for anxiety, you don't just suck that shit up like most men do. Not you taking your glasses off.
Damn right.
Yeah. What?
Oh.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. This clip you just saw was in courtesy, shout out to our brother, the Bluff City Nerd, a good friend of the channel. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel down below. Stop by, say hi, and tell him I sent you. But there's a lot there's so many teachable moments in this short clip, and I wanted to touch on a few, and I've got so many questions. For instance, who is this chick? And more importantly, who is she to him? To be asking all these nosy ass, entirely irrelevant questions. You know, she's in here buttoning and minding this grown man's business, showing an absolute lack of basic empathy for the blue-collar man's plight and the occupational hazards that come along with that, like sore muscles and joints, overall musculoskeletal fatigue, which happens when you exhaust your endurance. And this is his attempt at self-care, a pedicure. But they won't allow you to have any peace, fellas. They only have chaos and strife to offer in return. She then goes on to launch the first of her unprovoked attempts to emasculate this man, who again is minding his own business. She calls him sassy. For the uninitiated, those outside the black community, this is ghetto skank slang for a homosexual. Now, she has no evidence to support this outrageous claim, but this shitty behavior is simply to administer the smear and introduce it into the conversation. Once she finally halfway realized she stepped over the line, she then said, "Oh, it's just my opinion." Well, no one asked you for your opinion, Shanae. And then she doubled down on her audacious lack of empathy for this man and male suffering in general by insulting his use of therapy to assuage his work-induced anxiety. She then launched into her second attack on this man, unprovoked as the first, to emasculate him by saying he must not be a real man for even seeking therapy in the first place, which pisses me off because as a veteran, as a guy who suffered through PTSD, I know what that strife is. I know what that struggle is. And that's why my channel is named what it is, because men need to be saved from the things that weigh on us. And sometimes we don't seek the outlet that we need, and some men pay the ultimate price for it. Gentlemen, I'm convinced they're not going to stop until we hate them. They're not going to stop until we either hate them or delete them. Hashtag not all. But I'm telling you right now, as for my white guys, you guys got your own issues in your community. I totally get it. But as a black man and black men who watch my content, you all know it's not the KKK or those neo-Nazis that we got to worry about. White supreme pizzas. Forgive me for speaking in code, but you already know YouTube be tripping. It's not the problem we face. It's not what's tearing our communities to the ground. In way more cases than not, the real enemy in our community is the one that looks just like us, with a cup size. These agents of destruction who won't let us live. We can't have nothing, and they will see to it that our peace is destroyed every chance they get. But I ain't done. Hell no. We just getting started. Roll the clip.
End of the day, your mother's black.
This is the most nonsensical and inane argument you will hear black women use to rebuttal a black man speaking on objective, empirically supported, evident truths about black women and the behaviors that make them less desirable in romantic relationships. And the first reason being the most significant yet most simplistic, we don't date our fucking moms. We have no desire to mate with our mothers. Y'all sound ancestral. That would be like a pit bull owner stating that pit bulls are the most dangerous dog breed because they bite and kill more humans than any other dog breed. And angry, triggered pit bull advocates responded, well, you have a pit bull. You don't like pit bulls? No, I'm speaking on the objective facts that still exist outside of my own personal experience with my pit bull. It's like y'all don't understand that something can still be true despite you having a different experience of what the general consensus states. And it's really funny to me when I hear women try to make this rebuttal to me because my mom don't fit the bill regardless. 75% of black women are unmarried. My mama black. She don't fit that. She's married. My mom's not walking around here screaming. She's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. She knows how to keep hers. The majority of black mothers are single and on welfare. My mother doesn't fit that. She black. Imagine being so rational that you believe statistical truths that exist about a culture that's predicated on an immutable phenotypic characteristic is now negated because your mother is of that same immutable phenotypic characteristic. So y'all can't shame, manipulate, or deter me from speaking about the truths that exist. The fact my mother's black does not negate the detrimental values, attitudes, and behaviors y'all exhibit. And your mama black doesn't work because she don't do any of that shit. And if she did, it would just apply to her too, because the shit's still true.
Logical, reasonable, rational, precise, concise, and factual. Salute to this brother for dropping bars just now. This is the problem that we as black men face here in the Western market, among many others. We're dealing with a group of women who, for one thing, have been trained to believe that they are superior to us, with literally no evidence to back such a ridiculous claim. And they see themselves as our superiors in that they can say and or do anything to us. And any rebuttal, any questioning of their behavior, any attempt to correct their fuckery is said to be hatred of our biological mother. You cannot make this shit up. This is an excellent textbook example of what, and rest in peace to our dearly departed godfather, Kevin Samuels, talked about when he mentioned the acronym and made it popular of sign language, shaming tactics, insults, guilt trips, and the never-ending need to be right even when they are provably wrong. The passport bros exist for a reason, people. It didn't just pop up out of thin air. This is a reaction to being exasperated and just being tired of talking.
You got to be a strong man to be able to have a strong woman. Men aren't always comfortable being with a strong woman because it forces them to have to, whether it's level up or be held accountable for their shit. When you have a woman who like confident and, you know, she's got all her shit laid out, it's like you got to come correct because you got a top-notch bitch. So at any given moment, you want a woman that adds a little pressure. You want a woman that's worth losing. I feel like that's the problem with a lot of men. Men always want to be the prize. They don't want their woman to be the prize. They don't. So if you have a woman that you feel like is worth, like that you would not want to risk losing, I feel like you're going to respect and go that much harder for your woman. But if you feel like, I'd be straight if I lost my bitch, then you kind of like, I know she ain't going nowhere, or I can find a that's better than her, then it's like you gonna move differently.
I always said that I want someone that I'm scared to lose.
Absolutely. I feel like that's the only way that the respect stays there. Yeah. You with a woman and you done dogged and dragged this forever, you're not going to respect her. I'll have conversations with women that'll be like, man, I've been with this man for 10 years and I've been wanting to get married and I wanted this and you done had all these kids for this man and then y'all break up and then he gets with a woman and marries her immediately. So I feel like that's because he felt that he had to do what he needed to do to get her, but he didn't have to do that over there. Men are gonna do what you allow. Men are gonna level up for the woman they want to level up for. Yeah. But you also have to be in a place to receive the blessings. You can't say you want, wifey material and then you're not really giving off husband material. It don't really work that way. So if you want some bullshit, you can't really expect to have, this sacred space or, this sacred relationship. You're not going to have that because you on you can't, you're not going to have what you truly want until you're ready to put in the work to get what you want and be able to receive what you need.
I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to all you fellas for suffering through that hyena's barking bimbo babble. What you just witnessed was what psychiatrists like to call projection. This is when someone or group of people try to pass off their transgressions onto others who have not committed them. What you just heard, fellas, was a woman speaking in ways that is entirely antithetical to your success with women. Everything she spoke about in terms of seeing herself as the prize, in terms of men wanting a woman who provides pressure to their lives, because being a man isn't hard enough. We already had to build the whole world, invent all the technology, run all the infrastructure, and protect it from foreign invading armies. But yeah, let me get some pressure when I get home too. Ridiculous. Moreover, she's talking about how men need to have a woman in their life they're afraid to lose. Every man who's ever had any success with women ever knows what happens to a man who treats his woman as if he's afraid to lose her. You know what happens next. She is monkey branching to your replacement ASAP. Men, we know. Only relationships that are worthwhile, the only relationships that are worth being in, are the ones where she likes you way more than you like her. This is the only way to guarantee a woman's good behavior. When she's the one who's afraid to lose out on you. When she's afraid some other woman will come along and outdo her for the very few things you as a man even ask for. And then simps who want to get laid, who want to get their pee-pees touched, is going to co-sign this foolishness. Talking about how he wants a woman he's scared to lose. What an idiot.
Newsflash, douchebag!
Because his worst nightmare will come true and be manifested right before him. Gentlemen, the one thing of value she had to say out of that whole spiel of complete nonsense, of her applying female attraction metrics, of what a woman is looking for in a man, trying to apply it to men who want entirely different things from women. The one thing she said that made anything close to sense, she saved for the end. Yes, men, you should put the work in. You should put the time in. You should increase your 1 rep max in the gym. You should up your profile. You should up your prestige. But make sure when you do, the woman you decide to spend your time and your life with is worthy of being in your presence, not hers. Yes, gentlemen, you are the prize because it's you as a man who's called upon to bring all of the actual tangibles to a relationship. And for that reason, and the fact that she is a daily depreciating asset that makes her eventually a liability, unless she takes the time through her femininity and through her willingness to be on your program to build equity with you. So when her looks fade, you remember all that she's done. And because a man's love is for real and a woman's love is for sale, you can love her despite the fact that she no longer has that youthful glow about her. You can love her for all that she's done for you, despite the fact that gray hairs, wrinkles, and gravity have shown up as uninvited guests to the party. That's all I got for one day, fellas. That's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share with a friend and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Until next time.